Hi, Devlin here, and welcome to Misunderstood Movies. Before we begin, I remind people this is my opinion and belief. You can disagree with me, and please comment if you do or don't in the comment section below. But please be nice about it. We're all movie fans here, and that's what's truly important. So be respectful to all. Today I look at the case of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, the 1984 action-adventure film directed by Steven Spielberg, starring Harrison Ford, Kate Capshaw, Amrish Puri, and Ke Huy Quan. The screenplay was written by Willard Huyck and Gloria Katz. It is based on the story by George Lucas and the second in the Indiana Jones series. What people expected was more adventures of their favorite archaeologist professor. What they got was a prequel that was a lot darker in tone and left them torn. It seems I spent a lot of time defending Temple of Doom growing up, as people considered it to be the weakest link in the Indiana Jones franchise. Well, that was until Kingdom of the Crystal Skull came along, but that's a misunderstood movie for another time. I actually really liked Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom and consider it to be closest to the chapter serials of the past this series was emulating. I understand why people have issues with it. After the success of Raiders of the Lost Ark, moviegoers were hungry for more, and this one was a little darker. George Lucas and Steven Spielberg wanted to steer clear of Indy taking on Nazis again, so they actually made this a prequel, and both have since admitted that they knew this film was darker in tone. One look at the screenplay can tell you that. Black magic, child slavery, and human sacrifice? Some of the scenes are quite graphic and go for shock factor quite often. Some also complain that after a strong female character in Raiders from Karen Allen as Marion Ravenwood, we got the constantly screaming damsel in distress in Willie Scott, played by Kate Capshaw. The dark elements never disturbed me about this film. What did was, if this was a prequel, what happened to Short Round after this adventure? Harrison Ford and Ke Huy Quan had a sweetness in their pairing, but I don't think he is ever mentioned again in the series, and that is what bothered me the most. I love Temple of Doom because it's a real roller coaster ride and it takes chances. It uses a lot of action scenes that were cut from the original script from Raiders and makes for a real chapter serial film. Raiders was a lot of fun, and this definitely ups the ante in every way. As much as I love The Last Crusade, it kind of feels safe and sort of seems like an apology for Temple of Doom by keeping it more lighthearted and comedic. I never understood people's problem with the supernatural element in this movie, since the stuff can be found in the other three films in this franchise as well. As decades go on, I think people are warming up to this entry in the film series, and honestly, Harrison Ford is magnetic in the role of Indiana Jones, no matter what film it is. All the misunderstanding of this movie is disappearing, as many are rediscovering it. It should also be mentioned that Temple of Doom is the only entry where Indiana Jones actually succeeds in acquiring his main artifact. Just saying. Now let me know what you thought in the comments, and let's have a conversation about this film. Are you one of those who thought this film was too dark and intense for the franchise? Or are you like me and consider Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom a misunderstood movie?